Hi. Just this past week, we've in Alberta started to receive some interesting news from the government about how we are going to start opening back up. And it's pretty powerful to see or experience what that's doing for people. When I heard the news on Thursday about Alberta's plan, phase one, phase two, phase three, the soft opening, I felt such relief, and it actually brought me to tears. It was just so important for my own emotion to realize what containment that offered me. It's been really hard for us in this pandemic situation, and in previous videos, something that I mentioned, a simple way to cope is to make sure that we are keeping our social media positive. One of the people that I follow to stay with this positive mindset is Dr. Daniel Amen. And I really enjoyed listening to Dr. Daniel Amen's Facebook Lives. So this week he noted something that I think is quite serious, and I wanted to discuss it further with this audience. I've been thinking about this a fair bit over the past 6-7 weeks that we've been in quarantine. And now with Dr. Daniel Amen, he's coined this phrase that as we've experienced this pandemic due to COVID, there is a more serious pandemic that we are going to become aware of, and that's a mental health pandemic. So really what we need to know about what's going on for us right now is that we are in an acute stress situation. So I have some notes here. I'm going to be looking down and referring to them. So what we need to know about acute stress is that acute stress is something that we face daily. They are situations that have immediate perceived threat, physical, emotional, psychological. So when we're in prolonged situations of continued acute stress, that's what causes us concern. So every day when stress happens in our brain, it's like our lid flips. I have a little stress. I go back down. I have a little stress. Or we might say my e-brake goes on. Then I put it back down. The more frequently we're having those stresses, the more our lid just kind of stays stuck up, or it doesn't quite know how to go back down, or we're driving with our e-brake on. Another way that we can view this is in our brain. What happens is a stressor happens and our arousal goes up, and then it comes down, and then it goes up, and then it comes down. But when we're in continual stressors, the arousal goes up, and then it comes down, and then it goes up, and then it doesn't quite know how to go down as far, and it just keeps going up until we're in the stuck zone. And that's the risk of acute stress environment. It can lead to some significant difficulties for us as people. So again, continual release of various stress hormones has impacts on our body. I'm going to read a few of these things to you. So some of these things that we can notice: depletion of energy storage. We might feel very tired. Hypertension, so increased blood pressure, maybe just feeling a little bit more aroused. Effects on metabolic processes. Now, hello, in quarantine, how many of us are just overeating? But in addition to that, our metabolisms are slower. Ulcers might be something else we notice. For children, prolonged stress can hamper growth. And then in men and women, prolonged stress can influence or impact our hormone balance, and that can show up in different ways. Depression, other health concerns, so secondary, just physiological health concerns can show up. Neurological disorders, IBS, sleep deprivation, who's sleeping right now, addictions, so overconsumption of many things, and then mental conditions or concerns. Simplifying this further, so worry, anger, and irritability. I mean, for me, I just noticed that I am so much more irritable with my kids in this quarantine situation, and that's really hard, but that is part of just my acute stress reaction. Difficulty sleeping, difficulty concentrating, which is really important for us to notice, because that's just our brain is overwhelmed with this on a continual basis. And sometimes our brain just floats away a little bit. Struggling with decisions. And then again, this thing, misusing food, alcohol, drugs, vices. This is super serious. And so many people are just finding that they're having a hard time balancing their lives. I will spend a whole other vlog talking just about this thing, okay, you guys, because we're all in the boat together. So the risk, the real risk with acute stress, prolonged exposure to stress and trauma, is that it can lead to severe anxiety, to dissociation. So that's like my brain is overwhelmed and poof, I just pop out, or I kind of tunnel way back in. And due to this exposure, it really is a trauma reaction. We are in an unknown territory, and what is really important for us right now is to find some simple things that we can be doing, okay, to manage this stress, this underlying stress and anxiety that we're all facing. These are the easiest things you can do to cool down a hot brain. Number one, cardio. If you like lifting and all that stuff, that's great. Cardio, get your feet moving, go for a run, go for a walk, go for a bike ride. But it is really key that your feet are moving like this. And what I would suggest is when you're getting used to noticing how cardio helps your brain to go from hot to cold or cool, is maybe the first couple times, don't listen to music, don't watch Netflix, don't have distractions. Just be really present with yourself so that you get the sense of, it's like, oh, about 20 minutes in. Oh, about 40 minutes in. Whatever it might be. Oh, 5 minutes in, let's hope. The other thing is prayer and meditation. Carolyn Leaf is very wise. She is somebody who notices mental health and how a positive, meaningful focus in our brain can help to promote health in our body. But ultimately, what's happening when we're praying and meditating is we're just cooling down our hot brain. You don't know how to pray? Google it. Google will tell you. You don't know how to meditate? YouTube. There's lots on YouTube. It's really not that hard. We don't have to do very much other than just slow down and be present and be in the moment and really allow our thoughts to be acknowledged and prayerfully consider what our thoughts are saying to us or noticing in the world around us. So the simplest thing that I do when all else fails and I don't know how to cope is breathe. And a simple breathing is we breathe out the negative and breathe in the positive. But for me, I have to breathe out the negative before I breathe in the positive. It's just something about me. My concern is right now in COVID and quarantine is just this grumpy mom problem. It's really bugging me that I'm irritable with my kids. So if I was wanting to release that and then invite something in, which I think I just really want to remind myself of my own positive intention. As a parent, I really want to get it right, you know? So how I would work with this for me is I'd breathe out, grumpy mom, and invite in my positive intention, and breathe out, grumpy mom, and breathe in my positive intention, and breathe out, grumpy mom, and breathe in my positive intention. That was like 30 seconds, and my e-brake is feeling good. My lid is like, ooh, it's feeling like a nice little jam jar right now. All right, you guys, there'll be a few more episodes on this topic. Take care of you, and we'll see you soon. Bye.